Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon to all. Today we are going to discuss about implementation of IoT based monitoring and appliance control system. Okay. From 3 to 4 days onward, we are seeing only the theoretical part. What is the internet? What is the internet of things? And what are the sensor to cloud scenario and cloud to sensor scenario? And what is the sensor, what is the actuator, and what are the skills required for the IoT developer or IoT engineer. And in the last class, we are seeing what are the IoT based wireless communication protocol and what is the gateway. Today, we are going to discuss about implementation of the IoT based monitoring and appliance control system. Practically, we want to see the IoT based projects. Okay, the implementation of IoT based appliance control system. The first topic is okay, the topics are introduction to Node MCU and what is ThingSpeak, steps to create a channel in ThingSpeak platform, sensor to cloud system scenario, program to push the sensor data to cloud, and what is the need of ThingView app. Next one is IoT ecosystem for cloud to actuator scenario, IoT based appliance control system. Finally, we want to see program to IoT based appliance control system and IoT based healthcare monitoring and alert system. First, we want to see the what is the Node MCU. Actually, Node MCU is a IoT development board. Okay, it is mainly used for IoT based applications. Next one is what is ThingSpeak means. It is a open source IoT platform or open source cloud where we want to store the data and we want to analyze the data. We want to react the data. Next one is there is some of the steps are there to create a channel or to create a account in ThingSpeak platform. Next, we want to see the sensor to cloud system scenario. Means practically how we are sending the data from the sensor to the cloud using the Node MCU or other module. Next, program to push the sensor data to cloud and what is the need of ThingView app. Okay, we are already installed the ThingView app. ThingView app mainly used for to retrieve the data from the ThingSpeak platform to observe or to view the values. Okay. Next, we are going to IoT development boards. In order to develop any IoT platform or to develop any IoT project, there are so many development boards are there in the market. Suppose we want to develop the IoT project. Case is first we know that Arduino plus Wi-Fi module is acting as a IoT development board. Next one is Node MCU, Raspberry Pi. Next one is generic ESP8266 module. Next one is VMOS D1 module, and other Wi-Fi based modules are used for to send the sensor data to ThingSpeak. These are some of the examples of IoT development boards. They are available in the market. Okay, already we know that Arduino plus Wi-Fi. Okay, in this case, I want to choose the Node MCU because I am familiar with Arduino. I am familiar with Arduino, so I want to use the only Node MCU because the simplicity is it is very simple and it is easy to develop the IoT application. If you go to the Raspberry Pi, it is somewhat complex. It is a mainly Linux based environment. Next, ESP8266 VMOS D1. It is similar to the Arduino environment only. Okay. Already we know the sensor to cloud scenario where all the sensors are connected to the required microcontroller board plus Wi-Fi adapter or gateway. These values are sent to the cloud using the internet facility. And at the end, the user uh, using the mobile apps, we want to retrieve the data from the cloud. Okay, this is the Node MCU board. Okay, actually it is a Wi-Fi based board. Okay, already we know that Arduino, is nothing but it is a Atmega 328 microcontroller. It is a microcontroller based board. Arduino Uno is nothing but it is a microcontroller based board. On that there is a microcontroller is Atmega 328. Already we know. Node MC is nothing but it is a Wi-Fi based board. This is the Wi-Fi. Okay. Node MC is nothing but it is a Wi-Fi based mode. On the board there is a Wi-Fi module is there. This is the Wi-Fi module. Okay. They are developed the one board using the Wi-Fi module. This is nothing but Node MC board. Okay, it has actually total maybe 30 pins are there. Externally there are 30 pins are there. This is the Wi-Fi module ESP8266. This is the Wi-Fi module. Wi-Fi module itself is acting as a microcontroller plus Wi-Fi. Okay. Node MC is an open source development board and firmware based on the base in the widely used ESP8266 12E Wi-Fi module. Simply we are saying that Node MC is a Wi-Fi based board. That Wi-Fi name is ESP8266 12E Wi-Fi model. Next, one more advantage is it allows you to program the ESP8266 Wi-Fi module with the simple Arduino IDE. In Node MC also we are using the Arduino IDE software only. Using Arduino IDE software only, we are able to program or we are able to implement the IoT project. That's why we are using the Node MCU because we are familiar with Arduino IDE, we are familiar with Arduino programming. So we are the best option for choosing the IoT board is the Node MC and the low cost also. Next, Node MC is an open source IoT platform which include the firmware which runs on the ESP8266 Wi-Fi module from the company is Expressif. This is the company they have developed the Node MCU, okay, and hardware which is based on the ESP12 module. Simply we are saying that Node MC is it is a Wi-Fi based mode. What is the Wi-Fi name is ESP8266 12E module. Okay. What are the features of ESP8266 means? It is a open source and interactive means you can easily connect to the cloud and programmable, low cost. It mainly the cost of Node MC around 400 to 500. That's all. Next, simple and smart, Wi-Fi enabled means on the board itself there is a Wi-Fi is there so that we can easily develop the IoT platform. Next one is USB to TTL and plug and play means we can easily connect to the we can easy to connect and easy to disconnect. This is a total actual figure of Node MC pin diagram. Okay, this is actually 30 pin board. Okay, in which there is only one analog pin is there A0. There are 11 digital pins are there. They are numbered from D0 to D10. Totally 11 digital pins, one analog pins. What are the main feature of Node MC is operating voltage is 3.3 volts only, and only one analog pin and 11 digital pins are there, and there are TX and RX pins are there. Okay, this is the Node MCU. This is the Wi-Fi module. That is the ESP12E chip. This is act as an antenna. There is a micro USB connector for to connect to the system or to give the power supply to the board. Okay, there is a external power supply V in. Okay, and there is a 3.3 volts and there is a 3.3 volts regulator. Okay. Why they are giving B in pin means suppose we are using the temperature sensor. Some of the temperature sensor is operating on 5 volts. Okay, for that purpose there is a need for 5 volts that will be provided by the V in pin. All the pins are providing the only 3.3 volts, but V in pin will provide 5 volts so that we can connect to the external sensors. This is a Wi-Fi module. This is there is a USB to TTL converter is there. It will convert the USB level to TTL logic level. This is the Wi-Fi module. Okay, on the board there is a Wi-Fi is there. On the Wi-Fi pins are totally there are 22 pins are there. Okay, there is a one ADC means analog to digital pin. There are 16 or 17 GPIO pins are there. These pins are externally connected to the Node MCU board. Okay, these are the internal pin diagram of ESP8266 module. These pins are externally connected to the Node MCU board. Okay, This is the board. It has maybe 22 pins. These some of the pins are connected to the some of the pins of the external node MCU pin. Okay, if you see the pin mapping between the ESP12 and node MCU board, the D0 is connected to the GPIO pin of ESP8266. Similarly, D1 is connected to GPIO5. Okay, we are not bothering about all the things. As a node MC is nothing but it is a Wi-Fi based board. It is working on Arduino IDE. It is a very simple. Okay, whatever the Arduino code is there, same code is applicable for node MC. The main advantage it is a low power consumption. That is a 3.3 volts. Actually, it is a 32-bit microprocessor unit. That is the frequency is 80 to 160 megahertz, 128 kilobytes of RAM and 4 megabytes of external RAM. There is a Wi-Fi. Generally, we are calling as Wi-Fi IEEE number is IEEE 802.11. Here also there is a Wi-Fi is there 802.11. There is a for Arduino, you know, there are within the Arduino IDE they will provide the drivers for that. In Node MCU there is a driver is are required, that is the CP210X universal Windows drivers for to connect the Node MCU board to the laptop. Okay, up to now we are discussing about the Node MCU. Okay, different types of IoT development boards are there. One is the Arduino plus Wi-Fi is also acting as a IoT development board. But we are not using the Arduino plus Wi-Fi because we need to buy the Arduino and we need to buy the Wi-Fi module. It is a costly because Arduino is around 700, Wi-Fi module is around 3 to 400. The cost is 1000. But if you take the Node MCU, it is cost around 4 to 500. That's why we are going to for Node MCU. Another boards also available, Raspberry Pi and Photon. But Raspberry Pi is the somewhat complex because we need to know about the Linux environment. That is the cost is also more. Suppose I want to implement simple project also, we need to suppose we need to buy the Raspberry Pi. The cost is around 2000 plus. So we want to choose the Node MCU. It is a low cost and simple and easy to connect with cloud. And it is a 3.3 volts power supply, one analog pin and 11 digital pins are there. Okay. Next we are going to the ThingSpeak. Okay. Up to now we are choosing the board is the Node MCU board. Next we are going to the cloud side. On the cloud side, different platforms are there. IoT open source platforms are there. Okay, ThingSpeak, ThingView, or ThingWorks, or a Google Cloud platform, Amazon Cloud platform. So many cloud platforms are there. But I want to discuss about the ThingSpeak. ThingSpeak is an open source IoT platform. That means that it is an open source database server. Using this, user can collect the data from the cloud and store the sensor data in the cloud and develop the IoT application. Means using this ThingSpeak server, user can send the data to the cloud. We can store the data in the cloud, and we can analyze the data. We want to react the data, and we can develop the IoT application. Using this, user can collect the data from the cloud. Collect the data from cloud means suppose we are all are installed the ThingView app, where the data is coming. The data is coming from the cloud. Cloud means ThingSpeak server. Using this, user can collect the data from the cloud using some of the apps and store the sensor data in the cloud. Okay, we are sending the data to the cloud and develop the IoT application. We can develop any application depending on our requirement. Next, ThingSpeak apps are used for analyze and visualize stored data in MATLAB and ActM data. Means ThingSpeak apps or ThingView apps are used for we want to analyze and visualize the stored data in MATLAB and act on the data. Means some of the in ThingSpeak platform only we want to react the data. Suppose the temperature is exceed something. Suppose the temperature is 40 degrees. I want some alert message. That is done by the ThingSpeak platform only. If the temperature is greater than 40, I want to send some SMS alert to the particular person. Next, ThingSpeak can be used with our IoT model to provide continuous connectivity with our device from internet. In order to access the ThinkSpeak platform, first we create an account in ThinkSpeak. In order to access the ThinkSpeak platform, first we create an account in thingspeak.com. After successfully creation of an account in ThinkSpeak, click on channel and select my channel in that. Means in order to send the data to the cloud, first we want to create one account in ThinkSpeak platform. Okay. There is a thingspeak.com is there. There is a server URL. You can go to sign in and you can log in with your email ID. Or first time you want to create the account, go to user and you can log in with your email ID. It basically it will link with your email ID and your phone number. For every time if you are entering, if you are logging to the ThinkSpeak server, means it will give the SMS alert to the particular mobile number. Okay. It will send some verification code. After verification code, we are logging in the ThinkSpeak account. You can go to channel, you can go to my channel. Within the channel, okay, there is a channel settings are there. Okay, within that we can create our own. What is our project in IoT based some smart healthcare monitoring or IoT based sensor to cloud system. Okay, within the channel setting, there are 8 fields are there. Actually 8 fields are there. Field 1, field 2, field 3 up to field 8. Means it is a open source. There is some limitation is there. Okay, we can send the sensor data to the cloud only 8 values only. 8 values means 8 sensors data only. The temperature, humidity, or light intensity, or pulse rate. We can send the maximum is 8. More than 8 means we can pay the some amount to the ThinkSpeak. But in practical case, mini project case or major project case, we can't use the 8 sensor. Maximum we can use 4 to 5 sensors only. So we are using the open source. So there is 8 fields are there. You should give the fields name. Okay, field 1 లో ఏ డేటా స్టోర్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారు, ఫీల్డ్ 2 లో ఏంటి, ఫీల్డ్ 3 అప్ టు ఫీల్డ్ 8. Okay, after that we are going to the ThinkSpeak. We are given the some name and we are giving the some names to each and every field. After that, each ThinkSpeak channel has write and read API keys. Those can be used to store and retrieve the data remotely. Okay? For each ThinkSpeak channel, there is a keys are there. Write API key, read API key. API means application programming interface. In order to write the data to the cloud or in order to read the data from the cloud, there is a keys. Some numbers are there. Some ID number they are given. Okay. From that number, we will send the data to the cloud or we will retrieve the data from the cloud. Next, ThinkSpeak channel, it is similar to database field. It can be used to store the sensor data. Each channel can store the maximum of 8 fields of data. Okay, we are creating the channel. So we are creating the account and we are create the channel in that account. Within that channel, we can send the only 8 fields of sensor data. Next, read and write data operations in channel. API requests are available for each channel. Using these API keys, we read or update the channel fields. API keys are write API key, read API key. Okay. If you go to the API keys, write API key for to write the data. Read API key for to read the data from the cloud. This is all the things is available from the ThinkSpeak server only. On the ThinkSpeak only, we are create the account, we are create the channel. Within the channel, we want to see the what are the parameters are there. Okay. After creating, there is a first time there is a empty windows will be open. There is a systolic, dialytic, and pulse rate or something. Okay. Practically, we will see this. Are you able to see the thingspeak.com login? Are you able to see the ThingSpeak window? Hello? Are you able to see? There is a,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
in that, okay? After this is a sign in, it will ask in the email ID. After clicking, there is a password is there. Okay, you can create your own password, no problem. Okay, after that, after entering the password is also, it will ask in the, for my mobile there is a password will come, that is 473 means this ThingSpeak is linked with your mobile number and your email ID. If both are correct, then only we are entering into the ThingSpeak account. Okay, go to channel, go to my channel. We can create our new channel. Okay, this is I have created. There are four channels are there. Okay, this is our channel. You should give any name. Go to channel settings. You should give your project name. That may be anything. I have given IoT based sensor to cloud system. Totally 8 fields are there, but I want to use only 3 or 4. Field one is the data will come is the temperature data. Field 2 is the humidity data. Field 3 is the LDR. Field 4 is the control data. Means I want to control something. Remaining all are empty. After that, you can save as. Next, we can go to API keys. If you go to API keys, there is a write key and read API keys are there. Using those keys, we will send the data to the cloud. Okay. If you see if you go to the private view, okay, I have already connected my Node MCU kit to the power supply. Less than a minute ago, already I have connected the power supply to my board. Okay. It is keep on updating for every second. If you see now the time is 2:31. For every 1 second it will update it. 31. For every 1 second it will updating the values. Less than a minute ago means for 1 minute ago there is a updated value will be stored in the ThingSpeak account. Okay. This is the how to send the sensor data to cloud. Here this is our Node MCU model. It is acting as a microcontroller plus Wi-Fi module. I am connected the sensor. I have connected only one temperature sensor. Okay. Next, there is a Wi-Fi router. Here Wi-Fi router is not required, but our mobile itself it is acting as a Wi-Fi router, and we will using that we will send the data to the cloud using ThingView app. We want to retrieve the data. Here you can listen. Suppose you have the mobile, you don't have the mobile data. The first option is you can take the your nearest friend. You can take the password and username of the nearest Wi-Fi. Here also Node MCU it is acting as a Wi-Fi. Okay, but this required the mobile data. Okay, in order to connect the internet, it should be required there is a username and password of the nearest router. This Wi-Fi doesn't provide the mobile data. Our mobile or Wi-Fi router provide the mobile data to the Node MCU. Then only this Node MCU will send the data to cloud. Are you understood? Suppose you have the mobile, you don't have the mobile